It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag NFL.
You got to respect the decision. I feel like he's a better fit for the team, better fit for the outcome of us winning. So you just got to respect it and just keep working. That doesn't undermine any other work I've been putting in. Doesn't say that I haven't improved. I'm proud of the improvement I've made. Shane is also proud of that. So we got to keep stacking on that. Just keep getting better.
It's close. We look at every aspect of this quarterback situation, and so it's really, really close. Numbers, experiences, reps, everything. It's going all the way back to start of training camp. Everything is very, very close between this group, and so we'll see how it all plays out.
That's Kellen Moore, the Saints coach. He doesn't know who the starting quarterback is going to be, or he is. He's not willing to say it. Tyler Shuck, Spencer Rattler going at it in New Orleans. And then you heard it, Anthony Richardson taking the high road after Shane Steichen decided Daniel Jones should be the starting quarterback in Indianapolis.
No, I couldn't hear him.
The Giants saw star wide receiver Malik Neighbors, starting left tackle Anthony Thomas, and fourth-round pick Cam Skattebo returned to practice yesterday after the trio had been dealing with injury concerns in camp. Now, I know, after the guys leave your Devils, you don't obsess about former Devils as they scatter across the NFL.
They scatter boo across the NFL.
Yes. But do you have an eye out to see what Cam does in the NFL?
Well, I pitched for the Giants. I've followed the Giants my whole life.
Yeah. But a little more than the average Devil. Come on. A little bit of special.
I hope they all do well. Sure, I'll follow it. He's the most recent. So, yes. And then in a year or two, it'll be Levitt. And he'll be the most recent. And at that point, Skattebo, once you get 3 or 4 years, you've established who you are.
You're a known commodity.
It's more about the recency, the fact that he's the latest. And let's face it, man, I know you get uncomfortable, but he's a white running back in a league that doesn't have white running backs.
There's tons of white running backs in the NFL. List them all. Take an hour.
So how will he do? He'll be unusual.
LSU had a white running back when they were really good. Maybe like the Joe Burrow era. What was his name? He didn't make it in the NFL, did he? I mean, just briefly.
I think it was before Joe Burrow.
Oh, he was. So, yeah, it was a decade ago.
But you can go McCaffrey if you want to go a little more current. Yeah. So there are some out there. So, yeah, just to see how he could do. And it will continue the phenomenal story. And actually, if it ended today, it's still a phenomenal story.
Right.
So.
But if there's NFL greatness out there, then it's just another chapter in an already phenomenal story.
I look at pro sports as if you make it, that's greatness because you're getting the big money. And that's the most important thing is to stick and make it for several years. And then you'll be able to, live a life that allows you to do some stuff that the rest of us can't. Not that I can do plenty more that others can't. So I'm grateful for what I have for sure. And did you know that Kellen Moore, he was married in Park City?
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, man. How do you not know that? And she had the wife, 2 years older, and she graduated from BYU.
Aha!
You didn't know any of that?
I did not.
You need to catch up on your stuff, man.
Yep, clearly.
You're too busy obsessing over the Kardashians.
Just call him Brother Moore from now on, okay?
Obsessing about the Kardashians. DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football.
Yeah, I don't know where he got that from. He texted me and apologized about that, but I'm really just taking it day by day right now.
He throws a lot of completions. Yeah, he's really accurate. He's done a great job in camp taking care of the football. He's thrown the fewest interceptions of all the guys. A lot of explosive plays. Threw a bunch of touchdown passes and just has done a good job leading our team. No, he's very mature, man. Our players gravitate to him. He's a good leader. Rare to see a freshman who can lead the team the way he does every day.
Aaron Roderick on Bear Bachmeier being BYU's QB1. He is the starter. Lots of touchdowns, fewest picks, lots of completions.
Yeah, it's just amazing, man. I didn't see this. I was shocked when he said that yesterday.
You wrote it like 4 times and talked about it 2 or 3 times a week.
I think that for him, it was going to be his job to lose. He had to prove he could do it.
Right.
But the other 2 guys, well, they're fine people, and they can probably move an offense for sure. But they were brought in for depth, and you need depth at that quarterback position. They're fortunate to have both of these guys. If things should happen or whatever may.
Who's to say what September and October hold, right?
Right. And I'm not downgrading them at all when I say they were brought in as depth guys. They weren't brought in to be the starter, all things being equal. But that doesn't mean they're not good players. So
and that they won't end up being the starter.
You could be a depth guy and still be a good player. It's just that when they got this kid, it was his job from that day forward. They weren't giving it to him. He had to show that he could get it. And think about this. In 10 practices he showed that he can get it? They've known about this for a couple of weeks now. They've known about this for a couple of months now. And he did it. He showed what he needed to show. This was a no-brainer. It's why I kept saying it since June.
It's what A-Rod wanted and expected. And Bear just had to go do it.
Yeah, he had to prove it.
Right. Bear, he just said it.
Yeah.
The completions, the touchdowns, the fewest interceptions.
They didn't give it to him, but this is something that they have known about for years.
They had to put him under there's only so much pressure you can put somebody under in a camp, but they had to at least put him under that amount of pressure to see how he'd respond.
Now, that doesn't mean he's going to be a star. That just means I think he will be eventually, maybe sooner than eventually, because eventually seems to be, when we hear the word
2-3 years out there,
we think long term.
Right.
But against the competition, against the parameters that are available in practice now, he clearly was the man who should be getting the job. Now, when the season starts and the games get tougher, everything changes. The parameters then become whatever it is in football. It's what's the word? It's limited to an extent in practice. I mean, we had Bosco, you can't recreate games in practice. You can try, but nothing. And we had Kevin Young the other day, I think, talking about trying to recreate stuff in practice or create stuff that mirrors the games, but they're just not the same. So he still has a ton to prove.
You also heard Arch Manning there saying that after his grandfather Archie said that he would skip the 2026 draft and come back to another year of college football at Texas. And Arch says, I don't know where he got that from. He's texted to apologize. He's taking a day.
Well, no, I mean, he can rip the grandfather now because he doesn't need his inheritance. He's going to be making way more money. Probably his first contract.
Lloyd Carr, former Michigan coach, a Michigan man, as Bo Schembechler would say. Well, his grandson is not a Michigan man. C.J. Carr is now Notre Dame's starting quarterback. The redshirt freshman wins the starting quarterback job in a battle against sophomore Kenny Minchie. So,
well, you can still be a Michigan man all you want, but once you have family going anywhere, if I ever had someone who played at the U of A, I would be all in on that in a
heartbeat
minute.
Yep.
Milliminute, insta matter, you name it, whatever time frame, second. That's how quick it would be. I mean, come on.
Clemson's starting quarterback, Cade Klubnik, said he's grateful for the support he's received from Tigers coach Dabo Swinney, saying everyone kind of told me I sucked and wasn't very good. A lot of people wanted me out of Clemson. He said Swinney sat with him and told him he believed in Klubnik and stuck by him as QB1. Getting through the hard times. Are they about to get to the good times? A lot of people have Clemson top 5 this year. DJ and PK.
Hashtag college basketball.
Cincinnati guard Jizzle James, who was an all Big 12 honorable mention selection last year, has been dismissed from the Bearcats men's basketball team. Head coach Wes Miller, in his statement, said James has been dealing with personal issues throughout the summer. We removed him from the team last month. He is currently not a member of our basketball program. As this is a personal matter, I will have no further comment at this time. James is the son of former NFL Hall of Fame running back Edgerrin James. See if he lands or where he lands. But he's out in Cincinnati. DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
1-1 pitch. And Ohtani rips it deep to right field. This one heading back, and it is gone. A home run into the Rockies bullpen. A bullet hit right over the fence, past the 375 marker. Showtime in the Mile High City.
2-1 here to Bellinger. Pitch swung on and driven deep to right. Going back, Mangum. He's on the track. Look it up. It's out of here. 2-run homer. Cody Bellinger. His second homer tonight. It's 12-2 New York. That is the 8th home run hit by the Yankees. We're in the 6th inning.
Polanco shaded up the middle at second. The pitch swung on, hit deep left field, and that one is going to put the Phillies in front. JT unloads.
Wow. 3-2 pitch. Low, he walked him. Tigers win. Bases loaded, walk to Gleyber Torres. Tigers pour out of the dugout to mob him at first base. How about it?
Gleyber Torres, the walk-off walk in the 10th, and the Tigers beat the Astros 1-0. You're like most fans, you like offense. How would you feel about going to a baseball game and getting 1-0 in 10 innings on the walk-off walk?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's the problem with soccer, and I know you've pledged your allegiance to it, is there's too many of them. In baseball, go look at the scores.
Yeah.
You got Dodgers scored 11.
And the Bronx Bombers hit 9 home runs and won 13-3.
Blue Jays scored 7, Phillies 6. So it's not a steady diet. When it happens, it's good pitching. The baseball fan will enjoy it because he or she knows the finer points of the game.
There you go. Bronx Bombers, by the way, the first Major League Baseball team to have multiple 9 home run games in one season.
Well, I think they had back-to-back-to-back.
That's the inevitable outcome of home run or strikeout. Get that launch angle fine-tuned and don't worry about about striking out. Just hit your homers.
Cody Bellinger, when he was playing for the Chandler Little League team, hit one in the Little League World Series.
JT Realmuto, 2-run shot. Gives the Phillies a 6-4 win over the Mariners. Shohei goes deep again. Shohei Ohtani, home run number 44 as the Dodgers beat the Rockies 11-4.
That Taj Schwarber, who hit his 44th.
Max Scherzer, 6 innings. Blue Jays beat the Pirates 7-3. Max wins career victory number 220. A stat that isn't nearly as important as guys don't pitch as many innings. He averages a little over 5 innings a game here this year. Got 6 in this one. The 300-win pitcher. Not going to be seeing those guys very often, are we?
The 300-win pitcher?
200 wins will be the new 200's the new 300.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Seattle Mariners outfielder Victor Robles received a 10-game suspension and an undisclosed fine for his conduct during the top of the third inning of a AAA game Sunday. He's on a rehab assignment, hit by a pitch, responded by hurling his bat at the pitcher after being plunked 3 times previously. Salt Lake Bees beat the Reno Aces. Game 2 in the series tonight. First pitch set for 7 o'clock. Coverage on the Zone at 6:50 with Tony Parks on the call. What is trending is brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. Coming up this morning, Riley Jensen's going to join us at 8 o'clock. Waiting on Frank Dolce's playing. Hoping to have him at 9 o'clock. We'll see. It's a Win Tickets Wednesday. We'll have a pair of tickets to see the Counting Crows and the Complete Suites Tour with Gaslight Anthem at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater on August 21st. Question of the day is next. Stay with us.
Blue 58! You patiently waited and waited and waited. And now it's here. It's college football season as the Cougars, Utes, and Aggies get ready for the upcoming season. Nobody will bring you better coverage of the teams you can't live without than the KSL Sports Zone. With daily updates from camps and interviews with all the coaches and players, your home for the best coverage of college football is on air, online, and on the KSL Sports app. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Yeah, baby. He's been with us for 14 or 15 practices and playing at a really, really high level. I mean, especially for a freshman, but it's impressive. How quickly he's learned everything. He's very smart, and he's doing a good job.
Join JJ and Alex today from 3 to 6 p.m. at RGS Exteriors, 4235 Farm Road in West Jordan. Question of the morning, what's been known is now official. BYU is going to start freshman quarterback. What does it do to your expectations? What are you thinking? Eric, well, it seems this was fairly expected. Seems like a great kid, but most freshmen struggle. I'm going to give the Cougs 8 wins this year.
Fairly expected? Interesting.
Jason, I think a successful season is 8 wins, but a waste of an elite defense and special teams. Realistically, BYU will be lucky to be bowl eligible.
No, we went from 8 to lucky to be bowl eligible.
He did. He talked himself right out of it in that post right there.
That don't make no sense.
Successful is 8, but they'll be lucky to be bowl eligible. That's Jason right there with diminishing expectations
Well,
by
really,
the
when
word.
you think about it, all of us are lucky to be bowl eligible. I certainly was lucky to be academically eligible. I did what I had to do.
Got your C.
Tell me what I need to do. I'll do it. Now, they set the standard low. That wasn't my fault. I said, what do you need me to do? I'll do it. I would tell Lloyd Carr the same thing. I would tell Lloyd Cole the same thing. Tell me what you need me to do, and I'll do it.
Famous Lloyds. Go. I wonder, Bruce says, if Bear is going to have a short leash if he struggles early. BYU versus Stanford will be a must-see game.
Well, if Bear has a short leash, watch out, man. You can end up hurting yourself.
Can't get far away from the Bear if the Bear has a short
And
leash.
let's stop with the days of 47 and bear your testimony. I mean, I'm enough of that.
How about Pioneer 47?
No, I don't like that.
If you know, you know.
I don't know. I don't have any idea. What does that mean?
Used to be the Wi-Fi password for every church building in the world.
No, I didn't know that. I haven't been in every church building in the world.
Well, now you know.
I've been in St. Peter's Cathedral. Was it Pioneer 47 there?
Probably not.
Well, you said every church building. Didn't you just say every church building?
Church buildings for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Well, there's other religions out there, buddy boy.
Well, you're playing to your audience in your religious neighborhood in Sandy, so, you know.
And some of my best friends go to that faith, belong to that faith, and go to those churches. I love them people dearly.
Play the hits.
We know.
Play the hits.
They are American, and they work hard. They take care of their families. They do well on their yard work. And if you are ever in a pinch, they're there. They will bring you a Jell-O salad as quickly as the sun rises.
What about funeral potatoes?
That's my kind of people right
Rank
there.
'em.
They're my kind of people. Yeah, I said it, and I don't have any problem saying it. I know there's a little chasm going around in these communities, but not with me. As for me and my household, we love them people.
For me and my household.
What?
You got any more, or is that it? You got to the bottom of that backpack.
I just want to say how I feel about them. They take a lot of grief around here, which is sort of ironical.
Well, as long as we're talking about the number 47, Josh went to our Facebook page, DJ and PK, and posted, "Can't trust a quarterback wearing number 47."
Well, it's bringing him some type of notice for some bizarre reason.
Right. Neil says, the number 47 is a linebacker's number. Imagine a quarterback with a linebacker's attitude. Wait. Wasn't that Jim McMahon?
I don't know. What was Jimmy Mac's number?
I don't know about the number. I think he's talking about the attitude.
He wore the number 9.
Number 9?
Yes.
Number
Yes,
9?
he did. You're right.
Well, he's a big kid. He's beefy. He's thick.
Well, and Bears pointed out he played linebacker growing up, and that's why he wears the number.
I don't care. I want to see how he plays.
This might be one of the few numbers I'm able to remember.
I mean, it's an unusual number. I get it. But after the fact that I look at it, that's unusual.
Now
I don't take it a step beyond that.
You can't take it for a day or two, carry that out? Really
No. It's
ponder
like,
it?
okay, it's 47. That's unusual. Now, how do you play? This is going to be so intriguing. And hopefully for the Cougars and their fans and everybody that it's fun. Because he is a freshman and there is a learning curve. I think there's a learning curve for everyone when they first get out there. And you don't know what it's going to be until you get out there. You can be in the program. I wonder if they knew, like during those years where it was sit for 2, play for 2, that they had going on. We mentioned Jimmy Mack and obviously Young and Bosco. And
Mark Wilson.
Yeah, and that's even going back before then.
Giff.
And I wonder what really was the expectation. When Bosco takes the field, I'm not even close to living here at that point, was the expectation that he's going to win all their games? Because that's what he did. Now, he'd been in the program for a couple years, and they had I use him because they'd already had a track record of this is the way we do things. You bide your time, you learn, blah, 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 and then you have that opportunity. And, he was, as I say, predecessors had done that. I just wonder, even using him, even though you had that history of this is the way we do it now for, 10 years? What were the fans thinking? If there are any fans that were of BYU at that point, let us know. What did you think? Did you think there was a learning curve? Or did you think, no, well, they've already done this and this and this, so he can hit the ground running? Because Bachmeier, now, the thing about this is we've had even guys like Steve Young and Bosco on our radio tell us that the development of the quarterback is so far more advanced than it was in their day that there is that opportunity to play younger and be successful. And the good thing about it, you want to go back to Zach Wilson played, I think Mangum played, John Beck played. I think you have to look at and step back. Those guys all have ability or they wouldn't be there in the first place. What is the state of the program? Where is it at? What do they have going on in terms of belief and identity and structure and all the things that lead to a successful program? And I think that as you look at this program right now, they seem to check all those boxes. They've got experienced coaches. They've got analysts who have been coaching for 25 years. Nobody ever had that back then.
Didn't exist.
Right.
There were no analysts.
Right. And I don't even call them analysts. They're just assistant coaches. Gary Anderson and Kaha, they are assistant coaches.
So when those jobs were created, they were called analysts, but they since relaxed the rules, and now they can go out and coach players on the field. So.
Yeah. And they maybe have some recruiting rules about going off campus and all that.
That's like the last thing that's left, right?
On practice days, at team meetings and so forth, they are coaching. BYU is very fortunate to have guys of that caliber and guys on the offensive side. Every one of these dudes on the offensive side now has double-digit years coaching. So all of that stuff seems to be in place to allow this youngster to be successful in his own time frame, not throwing for 450 yards into tight windows and all that right off the bat, but being successful, leading the team. And then, man, if he has a little bit of success or a medium level of success, people are going to get tingly.
Thanks, Doc.
They are.
Because they'll have 2 years to build on that.
Yeah.
But you're right. You're a young quarterback. Are you coming in? Is it a first-year head coach or a second year? Is it a first or second-year offensive coordinator? Are you coming off a 4 or 5 win season? All those things play into it.
They do have an outstanding defense. Jay Hill has built an outstanding defense, and they showed it last year, and they keep telling us the linebacking crew should be better, and up front where they believe they're significantly better. Those things matter to figure out how to win football games. And to an extent, that takes the pressure off Bear. He doesn't have to be a world beater. And they're talking about that. Just do what you're capable of doing. And I believe he is capable of doing enough for them to win football games. But, the margin of victory for so many teams last year was paper thin.
Fact.
There's things that can't be recreated. So you don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. There's like 7, 8 teams that we cannot say, wow, we really know this is going to happen with this team, man. They're a shoo-in to win minimum 8, maybe 9, maybe 10. I don't know. Name me a team that you can guarantee me is going to win 6 conference games this year. I don't think I can in this conference.
Guarantee.
I don't think I can, no.
I guess so many teams, there's so many good quarterbacks. If your quarterback gets hurt, that can wreck the guarantee right there.
You say that all the time.
Yep.
That applies in the history of football. That you don't have to say that anymore. That is sun rises in the east. That is dog bites man.
Well,
that is TV people being shallow.
Then
Give us some things that we can count on every single day. You licking that yogurt cup like it's the last meal on earth that you'll ever have. Drives me nuts. I have to look away every day.
Until 11 a.m.
Well, yeah, but I'm not with you at 11 a.m. Thank the good Lord. Although I will be on Mondays for the next 10 or 11, 12 Mondays, starting this Monday. So, of course, injury will impede teams' chances to win. That we understand that going in. No team is immune from injuries derailing their season. I don't care who they are.
Best bets in the conference, K-State and Arizona State.
And I can't guarantee you that they'll win
K-State,
6 games.
K-State just went 5-4 last year. I mean, it can get away from you pretty quick.
And I don't think it got away from them. They just didn't win games.
BYU didn't get away from them in the second quarter? I mean, they certainly didn't win the game.
That's one game.
But that's what
the season did not get away from
6-3.
The season did not get away from
them. They were a
them.
good team.
If they turn the ball over at an astounding rate in a 3-second span like they did against BYU on the road, they're going to lose. I get that. But I'm talking about all 9 games. And so trying to pick this one here for the Cougars, no, I can't. But I think with a starting quarterback who has been a freshman for just a few days, he hadn't even started class yet at BYU, I think they've got a decent chance. Because look at what he's already done, man. And that's where I pump up the other 2 guys. Because the other 2 guys are not chopped liver over here. He had to beat them out. And he did. So that means, as I was going to say Kyle, but as Kalani said, and Kalani came to the interview with an edge yesterday. There's no doubt about it. And I like it. Somebody wanted him, asked him a question, why? And he said, well, A-Rod just told you. Let's move on. He already gave you the reasons. You don't need me have me here say the same thing. Ask me something else. And then they went through, the freshman here and there, blah, blah, blah. And then he says, yeah, they didn't have Bear. We do. I like it. I like that comment that he said right there. And they've known. I think as soon as the lawsuit went public, they knew.
They expected it to play out like this, and it did.
Which is why I came on and started saying it from the end. Even as others around us kept saying Hillstead, I kept saying no. So they knew. And if he did what he was supposed to do and capable of doing, that it would be him. And here we are.
While other people talk about bowl eligibility and 8 wins, there are some listeners here who are posting pretty high expectations. Tony, recruit good players, win games. Those are my expectations. Couldn't care less what year the players are in. Win games, all caps, comma, not excuses.
Well, I agree with a large portion of that, but he is a first-year freshman. So you have to put that out there to an extent. Now, that once you put that out there, you're doing yeah, but. I understand that. But I want to make sure that my yeah, but, which is there, but it's not in capital letters. Because another reason why I was 95% sure in June, as I said, that this would be the guy, is the schedule. I don't know if this would be the guy or if he would be the guy if it was independent. They targeted Zach Wilson when he was getting out on the field to play. They knew months ahead of time, and they followed the plan. And the plan worked. Well, you can't have that plan. That's the old world, even though it was just a few years ago. With the schedule being what it is, it had to be now. If you were going to play him at all this season and they were. He had to start to get the reps as much as possible, which is what A-Rod said in his, not this media availability yesterday, but the one before. He needs the reps. You had to give it to him these 3 weeks. It's set up for him to be a lot better game one in the conference because he has this opportunity to go ahead and play 3 games worth. And that's pretty good.
Not front-loaded with big road trips to Big Ten teams.
Right.
All those places you went. Michigan, Michigan State, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Those were all September. Well, maybe Michigan State was later, but they were mostly September games.
Yeah, right. You're going to put a freshman, what do they call that, Camp Randall over there?
Yeah.
I mean, it was 150 degrees. There were like 5 people in the stands who weren't loaded, although they can handle their beer back there. Being in Madison, Wisconsin, had a good, as far as a town, a good game environment as any place I'd been. The entire town is all over it. And I went to get something to drink because I got there way early, and literally nobody had anything but beer. Literally. Because they had all these places selling hamburgers and stuff, and you go. No, I had to stand in line at a 7-Eleven of about 40 people deep to where they were fire marshaling people coming in and going out.
Oh, really?
Yes.
People at the door?
Yeah. For a 7-Eleven.
The building is full.
Yes.
Not a concert.
And all I want is a soda and a water. But everybody was there. The town, I have not seen anything like it. It seemed the entire town, no one was inside. Everyone was out drinking, eating, having frivolity in preparation for the game. It was awesome. And they got this huge lake there. Yeah, as good as any environment. And I've been to a lot of environments over these years.
Florida, LSU, Bama.
Yeah,
A few of the SEC environments you've been to?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, all super cool. Notre Dame, multiple times with Notre Dame. Yeah, a lot of fun. Very grateful. Lucky to have experienced all that. And, it's funny. I didn't grow up a college football fan whatsoever. But over time, I have become a huge college football fan. Like you two grew up college football fans.
I grew up going to games, yeah.
I didn't. Not at all. It was all about the NFL.
It's kind of the difference where you grew up. It's a pro sports market.
Let's go over to Rutgers and watch a game,
Sure.
PK.
I'm going to Piscataway.
Nah. That'd be the only team even relatively close to you, wouldn't it?
Correct. Yeah.
Unless you went to Columbia going to
I was going to say Fordham, maybe.
Yeah. Basketball, St. John, Seton Hall, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And you had some smaller schools they all played. But in terms of football, no. It was all about the Jets, the Giants, the Cowboys, all those teams. And Sundays, absolutely. I watched them all on this little black and white TV I told you about, man. I sat there on the edge of my bed every freaking Sunday of the NFL season and watched them all, whatever was on. And obviously the Jets and Giants were big back then. And so I participated in that. But over time with this job and then moving to Phoenix and he didn't have an NFL team, I became a huge college football fan. And when I say college football, I don't mean a particular team. I mean the sport. No, the sport is one that really gets me going.
Well, how quickly will Bear grab a hold of this? I mean, to your point about Wilson back in the day, they protected him from Arizona, Cal, and that game at Wisconsin.
Oh, the Wisconsin game is the one I brought up.
And a game at Washington. They protected him from that.
And Mangum won that game with the other team, along with his
Wisconsin
teammates.
Game,
yeah. And here I thought they were going to get slaughtered, and Scotty was in charge of travel at that time, and he says, I need you to go to that game. I said, what for? I said, what are we wasting our money for? Why don't we save it? No, you got to go to that game. And then they freaking win it.
Yeah. And they lost to Cal at home the week before, but they went to Wisconsin and pulled it out.
That's stunning.
Yeah. But they saved Zach Wilson for Hawaii and Northern Illinois.
Yeah.
And that Northern Illinois, that was a 7-6 loss, which many of you are trying to block out.
And they placed him there. It was an arranged debut.
Mm-hmm.
Because they knew he had more potential than the other guys, so they wanted to get him ready, and the schedule allowed them to do that. It was like they sent him out for to the minors, so to speak. Get him ready. We'll recall you, and then we'll go. The minors, if you're going to go along with that analogy, is right now.
Portland State, Stanford in turmoil with an interim coach.
Yeah, and you got them at home.
Both of them, yeah.
And just win by 1. Not by 9.
Old school Stanford reference right there.
But it was 2.
It was win by 2, not by 9.
Win by
9, not by 2.
Yeah. No, just and the thing about it is you've got established coaches who
will keep you in better situations and keep you out of some of the craziness.
Not looking to establish something. They've already, in their own rights, they've already established who they are and what they do.
All right. You don't love your numbers, but right here, I'm going to need you to come up with a number. I'm going to tell you something here, and I want you just gut instinct, all your jerseyness, to just react with what percentage of the BYU fan base agrees with Jeff. Question of the morning up on our Facebook page, DJ and PK. What's been known as now official with BYU as a starting freshman quarterback? What does it do to your expectations? And Jeff posts simply 10 wins.
What about it?
Do you think 10% of the fan base is thinking that? 20%?
Are we talking bowl or are we talking regular season?
I assume off 12 because that's how I would default to it, but either one. You can throw in the bowl if you want.
I would say no.
I know you would say no. I just didn't know.
If you want me to go the fans?
Yeah, it's like that 10% of the fan base thing. How big of an outlier
I'm hesitant
is
to
Jeff?
say anybody for 10 because that's a phenomenal season.
It is.
If you go 10-2, BYU went 10-2 last year in a regular season, and that was a phenomenal regular season. There's no doubt about it. The fan base, they have to be what I consider reasonable fans. You can, because I like to talk mostly to the reasonable fan. I don't really get into the Utes suck, blah blah blah. If you're just saying it as a joke, that's fine. But if you can't see straight, you could be a hardcore fan and still see straight. Right? You see it for what it is, rather than everything is great, no matter what. And I think I know this is probably going to tick off some BYU fans, but at this point, who cares? I think that BYU, the fan base is enormous and awesome, right? But I think they have one of the larger percentages that everything is great at all times. And if you say anything that, boy, that was just a low snap, that's got to be better. He hates the Mormons. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
We've all been on the receiving end of that at some point for saying something or other.
Right. And that's why you wonder why I profess my love for them people, because I get hit as if I'm an anti-Mormon guy, and I'm not. First of all, this is football, and this is church. I separate the two. Isn't that in the Utah Constitution? There's a separation of football and church?
Let me check. I got it right here.
Right. You guys, Yak, you took Utah history, didn't you? Didn't they say the separation of football and church?
It's over in the state capitol.
Yeah, right. So it's two different things over here.
Is that on the south end?
The separation of football and church, yes.
Yeah, and so...
But church and state's another story.
You could keep that over there, and you can have criticism, and you're not mocking the faith. So... And I think there's a higher percentage of BYU fans that are in that, but not all. I say like 80% of BYU fans can look at the team, even they're a fan, so I've said everyone's biased, I'm biased too, and look at it from their objective perspective, which is not 100% pure objective, because I don't think anybody's 100% pure objective, including me. So I would think at best there would be 60% of the fans that would say, yeah, we're rolling out a 10-2 season, because that is awfully difficult to get. If you don't have a couple of plays last year, you don't get anywhere near that. Things went your way last year.
This feels like a poll question coming on. I'm going to have to put something up during the break.
Sure. Okay.
We got a couple people here.
If you feel it, dude, run with it. You know I've told you that.
3 of the last 5 seasons, they've gotten to double-digit wins in a regular season. Can they do it again?
I would say right now, today, no.
No.
But I also think 9-3 is an excellent season.
DJ PK, it's 97.5 The Zone.
This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson.
Merriweather, I think, is 6'5", 200 pounds.
But he could get down the field and he could throw the ball up.
Yeah.
And if he didn't make the play, it was probably going to be a flag because he was so big. The 5'9" corner couldn't really do anything about it. So, there's more than one way to shuck a peanut.
Mm-hmm.
Skinning a cat is such a gross saying.
There's really only one way to shuck a peanut, unless you just eat the whole thing.
Well, you could use like a nutcracker. You could use like the lobster crackers.
Bring a nutcracker to Texas Roadhouse to shuck the peanuts.
You'd get looks.
You would get looks. What are you bringing that for? Crab? No, I'm shucking peanuts at Texas Roadhouse.
What? That would be not normal?
Extremely not normal. A lot of people have bottle openers on there. Keychain.
Uh-huh.
You have
a claw cracker.
Shucker.
Hear Jake Scott and Ben Anderson every day from 10 to noon on 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
Amsterdam. Miss Jones? Uh-huh. And a flamenco dancer? I wish I was beautiful.
Band of the day is obviously Counting Crows, brought to you by Live Nation. For all the live concerts and events in 2025, check out livenation.com. We got people tweeting at us today, PK. You know what today is?
It is Wednesday?
It is.
What bugs you Wednesday?
36 years ago today.
What?
Saved by the Bell debuted. 1989.
It's an absolute classic.
Who's this guy? I'm familiar with 7 cast members. Who's that guy?
Oh, he's the magician dude.
Oh. Didn't watch him enough of it to get.
And he had a where they would go down to like the local hamburger joint. I think he was the owner.
Aha.
I mean, it's all right. It's all right.
So they're all what are they? All mid-50s now?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I threw out the first pitch with what's his name? The principal,
Belvedere.
Is it Belvedere? No, that was the other one with it was Belling. What was his name?
This is your show. This is your wheelhouse.
Richard Belding.
Yeah.
There you
Belding. Yeah. And he and I threw out the first pitch once at a Bees game. And we were down underneath the stands there, getting ready. He said, anybody got any ibuprofen? He was already hurting. I think on my phone somewhere we took some pictures together because they had listened, and so they invited me since Mr. Belding was going to be there. But yeah, this is a classic show that all Americans love. It ranks; it's top 2 or 3 show. It is.
It's not a top 2 or 3.
Then why would we be talking about it 36 years later? Yes.
I think there's a lot of shows like that, depending on your generation. It's not 2 or 3.
What generation? I Love Lucy isn't generational.
There's one of the top 2 or 3 shows.
Yeah, so it's not generational. And Saved by the Bell, they put it in prime frigging time. Prime frigging time. They went to college. It never ended, man. And you're sitting over there with your little crush on Marsha Brady.
Yep.
Man, you would have lost your you-know-what if you would have watched Saved by the Bell and Kelly Kapowski. We got new ownership now. Can we do Kelly Kapowski or Marsha Brady?
Probably.
Come on, guys.
I wouldn't have flown back in the day. As we learned.
Both those youngsters were just innocent young ladies, and they've blossomed.
Now, we do know that today is one other thing, but we can get to that later. There's a pretty big
thing is one other thing.
All right. We got that coming up.
I can't wait.
Early voting, most people think BYU is headed for an 8-4 season. 37% of the vote.
I mean, I think that's reasonable.
7-5 or worse for 33% of the vote. But there are 18.5% of the people thinking 10-2 or better.
At that point, start building the statue of Kalani and a lifetime contract and pay the coordinators $2 million and all the assistants $1 million.
Fourth time in 6 years if they pull it off.
If you do that this year in the Big 12 with a freshman quarterback,
game on.
This will be one of the best coaching jobs in the history of the game. No, and I'm not joking here.
All right, it's early. We don't have that many votes yet because I just put it up.
No joke. I'm not joking.
Go to Twitter. David DJ James. Cast your vote. We'll get to that later in the show. Update you on the numbers. Riley Jensen talking college football with the former Aggie quarterback. Next. Stay with us.